Hello everyone, my name is Kaylyn and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming a video about how I found out that I was 16 and pregnant, how I told my parents, and all that goes into it. So first I just wanted to say that the reason I'm making this video isn't for like attention or anything. I feel like everyone that makes these videos kind of has to say that, but I mean obviously it's not for attention. I know when I first found out I was pregnant, I felt very alone because like being so young, sometimes it's hard and you just feel like you're the only person that's going through this, but it's really not true. Even if you just look around the YouTube community, there are so many other people that have shared their stories, and it's just so nice to hear like that somebody else is going through the same thing. So if I could ever help someone in any way, then that would make me happy. Also just to have like memories and be able to look back on how it was at this point in my life or whatever, and to look back on my daughter. And I just want to turn this channel into a vlog channel, I think, but I thought to introduce myself this would be a good video to start off with. So I'm just gonna get into it. So the day I found out that I was pregnant, it was not September, it was November 27th, 2016. I was 16 at the time. I was a junior in high school. I had just started my junior year, and my boyfriend was a senior because he's a year older than me. So when I found out, it was very shocking. Pretty much I missed my period just like everybody else, and it was actually 7 days late, so exactly a week, and I had this happen before, so it was like, it wasn't really like, oh, big deal. Like sometimes my period like would just come later, so I wasn't really worried about it that much at the beginning, but then like day 5 I remember being like, this is it, like it's not coming. So pretty much my boyfriend, he bought a pregnancy test for me and I took it. I think we were on FaceTime when we took it. He wasn't with me, but we were on FaceTime, I believe, when we took it. I remember FaceTiming him after at some point. I don't know. I think I didn't take it, like, pee on the stick while he was on FaceTime with me, but after, you have to wait for it to like process through the stick and everything after I told him, and it was very emotional. It was very stressful. It's not really an ideal situation for anybody to become pregnant at 16, so it was a little bit tough. To be honest, my first initial reaction was that I needed to get an abortion, and I know that a lot of people have that first initial reaction, so I'm not really like ashamed of it or anything, because a lot of people, it's kind of just like a natural reaction that a lot of people have. Now I would never do that. I would just never even consider that again, because obviously I love my daughter and like she's changed my life forever, and I would never like even think twice on that. Like it's kind of like now I think about it and I'm like, I can't believe like I even thought about, like I used to feel so like, I don't know how to put it, like so ashamed that like I even thought that, but like it's just really, just thinking about it now, it's just like a natural reaction that a lot of people have. Obviously I didn't end up going through with it. I did. How I really like how I found out that I was like officially pregnant, I did go to the doctors and have them test me and everything, so I ended up having a sports physical for gymnastics because it was like just starting the season. So I went in and it was just a physical, so I gave them the pregnancy test and told them what was going on and everything. So they tested me. It was just like a regular urine test, so just peed in the cup and it came out positive, so yeah. I was a little bit upset. I was like crying and everything, but my pediatrician was like really sweet and so helpful. She gave me packets and everything, but of course like I couldn't bring them home with me because I didn't drive myself there. I was only 16, so my aunt had actually brought me to that appointment, so I just ended up taking pictures of all the packets, which was nice. It just kind of like gave me all of my options laid out in front of me, and it was just really nice that like they have that material like there for people, and I just like thought that was so sweet that they really, like, she talked to me for like an hour, so it ended up being like an hour-long physical, and like, she was just really helpful and gave me all this great advice. And then, so after that, I ended up telling my mom a couple days ago, a couple days later, probably like a week or so, 2 weeks maybe had gone by since like I had actually known, because I wanted to wait until like an actual doctor's appointment where like I knew for sure that I was, before I just came out and was like, I'm pregnant according to a stick, and then have it be wrong or something. So I did not want that to happen. So now that I had known for sure, I pretty much just texted my mom and asked her to come into my room. And so she did, and then I just told her, I remember, like, word for word, this conversation. The other day, when I went to the doctors for my physical, I asked them if they could test me to see if I was pregnant, and it came out positive. And yeah, she just looked very shocked. I still remember, like, the look on her face and everything, and it was just, like, I felt like the longest moment ever, like, waiting for her to respond. Like, in that moment, like, it felt like 20 minutes, but it was, like, a second. And she just hugged me and told me that it was gonna be fine, and she didn't, like, freak out or anything, which I totally expected. Like, you would think, like, when you're young and you're gonna tell your parents that you're pregnant, then they're gonna, like, freak out, but my parents didn't do that, thankfully. Like, I'm so thankful that they didn't, because that would have been terrible and would not have helped. And I think that's kind of what their viewpoint was that it wasn't gonna help me if they just freaked out on me. It was just gonna make it worse, because clearly, like, it wasn't on purpose. Like, no one really goes and gets pregnant at 16 on purpose. So they just knew that they needed to help me. My mom actually ended up telling my dad for me. She told him the next morning and everything, and then, so he had to go to work, so he wouldn't, like, just come freak out on me or anything. So my mom told him, so, like, it would give him a day to, like, think about it and everything, and then I talked about it with both my parents that night, and nobody flipped out or anything. It was, like, so much better than I had expected. And if you're in this situation and you need to tell your parents, just tell them. They're probably not going to freak out on you. And there's a lot of other people on YouTube that I've watched their story and everything, and it's the exact same thing. Like, I thought my parents were gonna freak out, and then my parents didn't, and, like, that's usually what happens. So it's probably gonna be fine, and they're probably not gonna freak out on you, so you need to tell them. I know that it's really, like, hard sometimes, and I know it's really hard to, like, tell your parents that. You feel like you're disappointing them and everything, but at the end of the day, when the baby's born, they're not gonna hate you. They're not gonna hate the baby or anything. It is so different. Like, I promise, it is so different. So, pretty much after I told my parents and everything, I was still going to school. I didn't really start showing until I was like 8 months pregnant, so I would have been 8 months pregnant in June, because I was due August 1st, so I was 8 months pregnant around June. I didn't tell anybody. I only told my best friend, who lives about a half hour away from me, so I knew that she wasn't going to tell anybody that goes to my school, because she didn't go to my school, so she didn't know anybody in the town I live in. And I just knew she wouldn't tell anybody. And I told my boyfriend, and those were the only people that heard it from me. Nobody else heard it from me. I kept it very, like, down low, like, just not, like, look at me, I'm pregnant. I did not want anybody to know. I was very adamant about that. You can, like, literally ask anybody. I'm sure there's people from my school watching this, and they kind of know exactly what I'm talking about, but I don't really feel bad for, like, telling people, like, no, I'm not pregnant every time they would ask. That's just, I just felt that nobody else needed to know. I didn't want people asking me weird questions and people being in my business, and there were just a lot of things that I thought, like, these people don't need to know any of this. Like, I just didn't think anybody really deserves to know, and I still feel the same way. I wouldn't have done it any differently, to be honest with you. I'm happy I did it that way, because it gave me a lot of privacy, and I didn't have to discuss it at school every day, and, like, it was just a really hard time for me, so I didn't want, the questions and the comments and everything. But of course it went around the school and everything because people talk. And every day I got asked by a different person, or really the same person every single day. I heard you're pregnant. Are you pregnant? You're really having a baby? And every day I was just like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's not true. That's a rumor. Like, I know it's kind of messed up to think about, but like, at the same time, like, do you really want everybody in your business? No, not really. So that's just kind of how I handled that. And then I'm sure there are a lot of people that knew I was like bullshitting them and that I was actually pregnant, but I found out that I was having a girl in March, and nobody, like, people knew that I was pregnant, but nobody knew that I was like having a girl or like anything, or a boy, or like no one knew any of that. Everyone just was like, she's pregnant, even though you couldn't see it. But yeah, so I found out I was having a girl March 7th. I still have so many ultrasound pictures. I can actually show them in like another video or something if anyone like wanted to see them. Sure, because I never really got to like post them on anything. Like, I didn't post about it. I just didn't tell anybody about it. So I have so much, but yeah, so and then I just started like looking through names and everything, and that was like the best part of it. I ended up naming her Madison May. She is 1 year old now. She just turned 1 July 31st, and today, I believe today's August 9th. Today's August 10th. So yeah, she just turned 1 about a week ago, and I will for sure have her in my videos because she is just my whole world and I love her. So yeah, that's pretty much like the whole story really, besides like I mean, after I had her and everything, I posted pictures of her and everything, so then people definitely knew. A lot of people texted me and were kind of shocked. I didn't really answer anybody because I was in the hospital and I just had a baby. And my phone was lost somewhere in the end of my bed. So, like, a lot of people just kept texting me, like, I can't believe you had a baby, congratulations. Everybody was very nice and supportive. Oh, I didn't mention this, but I did stop going to school in June. Or not June, like the middle of May, because that's kind of when I like started to show a little bit, and I was very like anxious about it. I didn't want people like knowing and like just seeing me and everything, so I stopped going. I was still doing school. It was more of like a homeschool thing. Okay, so my camera stopped recording, so if it looks like I'm in a different spot, like shifted over a little bit, that's why. And my camera's dying, so I have to be quick and finish this. So, like I was saying, I stopped going to school in about May, and I didn't just completely stop going to school. I had tutors coming to my house and just bringing me work and everything. My mom would pick it up from the school and then like just give the school the rest of my work and just do that every week. So every week I was still getting my work for the rest of the year. The only time I actually had to go into the school was for my finals. I just took them in my guidance counselor's office, and they didn't make me go into the classroom or anything, which was like so sweet of them. They were so helpful and just like really sweet. And so then for my senior year, after I had my daughter, they kind of give you like a maternity leave type of thing. So I just didn't go back to school until October because I just had a baby. I had her July 31st, by the way, if I didn't already mention that. So then I just had tutors coming to my house and everything. It was a little bit different, so I had tutors coming from the school to my house. Like, I just had math and English, and the rest of my classes were kind of independent that I could do on my own. So they would just bring me my work and kind of explain what was going on in the classroom, and then I would just do it all while they were there, and then they would bring it back to the school for me, so myself or my mom or someone like wasn't bringing stuff back and forth all the time. So then when I did go back to school, it was a little bit awkward for me, but everybody was actually really supportive. Everyone was so sweet and nice, like much nicer than I had expected, like the complete and total opposite of like totally just not what I expected. Like, I don't know, like, I just got really sweet reactions from everybody, and everybody has been so supportive, and is still really supportive of Madison and I. Madison's 1 now, I think I already mentioned that, but everyone was really nice. Everyone's still really nice. I feel like I made a lot of friends from this. Like, I just gained so many people that are just so sweet, then, like, lose them, which is kind of weird, because usually you would think, like, you would, like, lose friends from it, but I gained so many sweet people that are so important to my life, and it's just nice that it's just the complete opposite of what I expected. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'm just trying to, like, quicken it up a little bit so my camera doesn't die. And thank you so much for watching. I will leave all my social media linked down below. And if you need to message me or anything, if you're going through a situation like this, or if you just want to talk, or if you have any questions, I'm totally willing to do like a Q&A or something, or I'll just answer your questions in the comments. But if you actually want to talk about something, or like you need someone to talk to, you can always message me. Like I said, just look down below and message me on Instagram or something, and I will answer you. And I hope everybody has a great day, and thank you so much for watching.